anytime I try and like do anything, talk to anyone, or be productive, you are at the crime scene stopping me. You are a menace to society and me doing anything. Anyway, this is Nabi. Yeah, you're Nabi. So, yeah. Do you have something to say? Don't get a cat. They stop you from doing anything, and when a cat is on your lap, you're not allowed to move. And now I'm not allowed to do this because you're just on my lap taking up all my attention, yeah? And then you're gonna bite me when you get bored. If I your tail is like, yeah. See, I've stopped stroking you now. You want more attention, and I do this. And if I stroke you for long enough, you'll bite me. You're like, I've had enough, so you bite me. You don't just leave. And your tail. Why is your tail like this? Sorry, I'm spending a minute just chatting to my cat. Anyway, why am I chatting on the camera? I finished a book. I have been doing the chat. You're okay. You're not needing to move. I'm trying to pick up my Kindle while holding you. You are an inconvenience. And you are happy about it, to be honest, I think. Yeah, you're an inconvenience. And you know it. Anyway, my little inconvenience and I have been reading. And this is the book that I have been reading. Well, finished reading. This was the first one I finished in my autumn challenge. It's the sequel to the Scarlet Alchemist, and it's called the Blood Orchid. I would show on my phone the actual cover because it's a really pretty blue cover, but my phone was not loading, so I cannot. Yeah, but I will put a picture of it. The Scarlet Alchemist is one of my favorite books that I read this year. I really enjoyed reading the Scarlet Alchemist because it had so many different mystery and details to it, and ow! This is what I mean. She gets bored, and then she bites me. Mortimer. Like, I'm not doing anything. Can you not? Can you just leave? Like, done nothing, and I get bitten. Anyway, now I have two hands to actually show you. And then the colourful version, I guess. And, I really enjoyed the Scarlet Alchemist because I really enjoyed like the romance to it. I really enjoyed just the storyline, the characters, the miscommunication trope between the cousins and the main character. I was like, this could be solved. But you know, there's always like the miscommunication trope. But yeah, I think it's like my least favorite trope, that I'm pregnant, like unexpected pregnancy. Oof. No, it's why I did not like. King of Greed. Every single time I think of a book I did not like, King of Greed. We should never spend £1.50 on it, like charity shop. Oh, anyway, not the point. Right, I liked the Blood Orchid. I did really enjoy it. I think I enjoyed the Scarlet Alchemist more, but I did really enjoy Blood Orchid. I was like, it was very interesting because it really explored the world and history of alchemy in the second one, in this one. And you had still this continued relationship, like romantic relationship. And then you still, of the main character, you know, it's been like 3 months since I read this. Is it Zetian? I feel like every book I ever read now, the main character is like Zetian. Fangelan. Zetian is Heaven Tyrant. Jilan is Blood Alchemist. I'm an idiot. Kintana. Jilan. I was like, I had to scroll through them just to find it. Basically, I really liked that the relationship between the prince and Jilan was still going. I also like that this was the second book and it's the finished one. I assume because it's very finished at the end. Maybe definitely spoilers in this book. So spoilers ahead. If you don't want spoilers, don't keep watching. I at first was like, wait, she sacrificed herself to save everyone. I was like, yeah, that seems reasonable. And then like she comes back at the end and you're like, yes, She gets a happy ending, like, because at first I was like, oh, she doesn't get a happy ending. Everyone else gets a happy ending, but no one else. And I was like, oh, okay. But then she gets a happy ending and I'm happy. And like, I liked how they brought the Empress back. Again, this is spoilers. I loved how they brought the Empress back and that she was like this unbeatable force, and then there was like redemption for some characters, and then there was like a trigger point for others. Honestly, this book was really good in kind of tying up loose ends, having its own story, having its own backstory, bringing up the history of the alchemy in this world, and bringing back characters that like died in the first book but somehow honored them in the second book. And genuinely, like, it was a great book. I genuinely think it's one of my favorite duologies. I enjoyed reading it. I would probably read it again. I can, because I bought them, so I've got them forever. But yeah, I highly recommend Blood Orchid, and it was a very good sequel to the Scarlet Alchemist. I had to look back at the Scarlet Alchemist to remember the ending, simply because like the beginning of the second one was like not like a few months later, but kind of like a little bit later. Not much though. And I was like, right, I need to like read the last chapter again of the Scarlet Alchemist, and that helped. I also like just started making so many notes now in the things. I've made so many annotations. I liked how they brought back Gentially, who was the scholar and person that did bring back the Empress in the first book, and then was hated by Jilan, Wenshu, and Yufei, I think. If I'm going off of like Dynasty Warriors names, like Zhang Fei, I'm assuming it's Yufei. Maybe I need to work on my pronunciation of names. And just like I made a load of annotations throughout the whole book because I just enjoyed reading it. Like, and I really like have enjoyed making annotations down my books. Zhengshili was born to be a scholar and I was born to be no one, and somehow we both failed at our destinies. And so I was like, oh, ironic. One tried hard and failed to be their destiny. One tried hard to not be and technically succeeding, but it didn't go as it was imagined. Because like, I think what was great about the Blood Orchid was that now Jilan is the most like one of the most powerful alchemists now, and like everything has changed, and now she's like, I have achieved what I wanted. I achieved my dream. Nabi, like, I have achieved my dream, but at what cost? And it's not what I wanted in the end. Not like greener on the other side, like grass is greener on the other side, but it's like, it wasn't what I expected. And like, this isn't really what I wanted. So she's like working the whole way through the second book to fix the mistakes she's made. And yeah, like, I had too many mistakes to be the hero that I'd once wanted to be. And it's like this perception that heroes are perfect. It's a pretty awful world anyway, Yufei said, shrugging. Don't alchemists want to raise it all down and start again? Now's your chance, end the world, Jilan. I dare you. And this was like when they were like finding Penglai, which was the like place of original alchemy. And then it was, so I'd like annotated that, and the fear of getting something wrong is stopping her from trying. What's the worst that could happen? And then like the ending, like when everything is finished, every problem is solved. The most beautiful, like I think one of the most beautiful parts that was written. Maybe the key to eternal life was never gold or youth or an island free of pain and suffering, but just the dream of tomorrow that can never be extinguished, a hope that endures even when its leaves are wilted, purple petals unfolding without fail in the morning sun. That was like a beautiful ending of what eternal life is, because like the whole even the second book talks about this life gold that keeps you alive as long as you want, and alchemists have to try and recreate it. And now it's like the eternal life is literally like the tomorrow. Nabi, you are disrupting a very like interesting train of thought, and you're just running around like an absolute raccoon. Anyway, but like that's why I love this book. It was beautiful in its own right and its own way. Do I still prefer the Scarlet Alchemist? Yes. Do I also love the Blood Orchid? Yes. What would I give it? I would give it like an 8 out of 10. I really liked it. I think when I was like hastily reading the finishing parts, like, because I always get to like the last 100 pages of the book and I'm like, let me stay up till 3 a.m. reading. And I was like, the ending, like where they're fighting the Empress all together and like getting rid of her plans, etc. I was like, what's going on? I had to reread it like twice because I was like, my 3 a.m. brain is not braining. So yeah. But other than that, I really enjoyed it. Do you know what? It was a fantastic book. Kylie Baker, you're an absolute genius for these both books. Thank you for such beautiful creations. I definitely need to. I know she's got other books, so I will read them. I think she's got other books. I feel like I have them in my wish list. Maybe. Anyway, but let me know what you've been reading lately. Let me know any like duologies that you have enjoyed, and enjoy reading whatever you're reading.